mind and matter converge to create experience. Think about the individual human mind as a scoop of ice cream within an infinite pool of ice cream, within, but also on the outside of. What I'm saying is the human mind is a microcosm of the bigger picture. And that bigger picture is infinite, okay? The energy that exists in the physical world is formed into its bigger pieces by the interaction of awareness and vibration, essentially. There are these fields that are constantly fluctuating that are manipulatable with human observation. One example of these is the electromagnetic field, okay? So, when things merge to become a third thing, when things coalesce into a bigger picture, that bigger picture has functions that the parts of it that coalesced into it don't have. And so death is basically the transformation of a caterpillar into a butterfly. You know what I'm saying? The physical world, there's friction, there's wobbliness, there's unpredictability, there's imperfections in the physical world. But in fifth dimensional existence, there are no imperfections. You know what I'm saying? When you think about the mathematical laws that govern reality, it's more likely that they cascade into individual examples of the law itself, which would include our universe as a whole. And it would also include everything that we consider fundamental to the physical universe. It's the scoop of ice cream within it's the reflection of the whole. The holographic principle is that this reality here, aka the surface, is containing all the parts of the whole. So we should be able to discern what's on the other side of it by studying it. And what is it? The interaction between consciousness and energy. Energy, consciousness, consciousness, energy. Those are the only two things that exist. Infinity is transformation, because potential becomes actualized, and so you can't count to infinity. You can't count with numbers and get to infinity. It exists on a higher level than all things put together. The whole is greater than the sum of its parts, like a gestalt. The word is gestalt or gestalt, but it basically says you can take a tire, you can take spokes, you can take pedals, and you can take a handlebars, but until you put it together to make a bicycle, there's no bicycle. You can't ride bike parts to the store to get groceries. So the important thing is the steps of realizing that your experience is a reflection of a greater existence, and that friction and, you know, negativity only exists in this reality. You go beyond that, you have angels and forest of light and geometries that are blissful and mathematically pleasing and non trial and error based evolutionary brain system, with evil. Because evil is a concept that exists within human reality, not the absolution of possibility being defined. Because that's what it really is. It's alive. The universe is alive, and whatever exists beyond it is alive. And so it's like infinity exists. It exists in math that determines laws of physics, and therefore it should be considered a fundamental part of reality. You can't know the perimeter of a circle, like the orbit of a planet around the sun, unless you know what pi is, and pi goes on infinitely. And so it's like, there you have one perfect example of how gravity functions on principles of infinity. And the problem is it's only one or two dimensional, whereas we're somewhere in four-dimensional combination. But I like to think of it not as a place that we're in. I like to think reality as a picture that we're looking at that's right in front of us. You know what I'm saying? And so take a step back from it and look at how you see it and notice how, like, that right there, like what you're noticing, like how you're noticing it. And seeing life as a reflection of principles that exist on a higher level. You know what I'm saying?